a so we're looking at today for Lather Games is Vegan Day. There's all kinds of great vegan makers out there. Katie's Bubbles, Henri and Victoria, and Soap Commander. That's who I'm using today. They didn't really fit into many of the other categories, and so I think tomorrow is Fougere Day. I'm going to use Henri and Victoria Fougere for that day. And I've already used Katie's Bubbles for one of the other days. So there's several other good vegan soaps out there. But Passion is by far my favorite from Soap Commander. Teak wood and cardamom are the main notes. And this is the only of the Soap Commander line that I can really kind of smell to a good level when I'm shaving. All the rest of them are just real easy going. All right, and I've never used this razor before. This is an Injctr. You have the loaders that have the stack of blades inside of them have a special key that goes in this gap right here, and it separates this other gap so that a blade can be slidden, can be slided through, and and there you go. This blade has been used once before, and that was last year's Lather Games. This is a Pella Injector blade. I think I got it from Maggard. But this is I believe it's an M2, if my memory serves me correctly. Adjustable. They call it a dial, a Schick dial. And you can, on the website I found, if it has this inlay that tells you something, it has a dial and then it has a dot and a cross in the dial, that's what tells you it's an M2. Feels pretty good in the hand. The top part here is metal, and so it's top weighted, but it's pretty easy to manipulate, and it seems like it's going to be a good shaver. I know this blade did very well for me last year in the other Injctr I used. Since it's Vegan Day, I opted out of one of my animal hair brushes for one of the very few knots that I've enjoyed that are synthetic, and this is a Timberwolf knot. The good thing about it is it's lofted higher. I have another brush that had a Timberwolf in it, and it's lofted lower and it's too stiff. This one's high enough to where I almost don't mind it. This handle from that darn Rob is just terrific. Coloring and all that, but unfortunately my fingertips, you see where my fingertips kind of come on this, and so that ridge, if the ridge were a little higher or curved over or something, but that ridge is kind of sharp, and it's uncomfortable for me, so I do plan on passing this one on. The soak cup doesn't mean too much during this shave, where I normally soak my brushes, and also where I use my syringe to get my lather water, because with synthetics you don't soak them, you don't need to, there's no point in it, they don't absorb any water. I already told you about the soap. As usual, I have my lather bowl handy from Roger Quintero. If you want to print your own, there's a link to the files in the description. So I think we're ready to go. I'm going to throw some water on my face and be on. Alright, so I don't even know if this guy's ever been used, so that's awesome. I got a sample of Passion, and I just haven't gotten around to using it. I used the sample enough to know that, wow, I love it. Alright, let's do a 30-second load. 15 just passed, so we started at 16, so we'll go to 46. Slight pressure just to create a little bit of splay, but this one doesn't really splay on the soap. Ten more seconds. And there we go. .30-second load. Now, Because of the springy backbone associated with this brush, the tips kind of stayed in the middle. I don't like that. Another reason why I don't really like the synthetics. And so sometimes they don't gather up enough soap that way, but we can always go back to the puck if we need more. All right. Soap Commander's always been good to me in terms of hard water, but at this location we've got soft, nice water anyway. Put a teaspoon in to start. Because of their backbone, synthetics are usually really good at whipping up a lather kind of quickly. People, new shavers who start with them are often spoiled. But I just like the feel of the badger or boar hair on my face much better. I'm definitely willing to mix lather for a little longer. I'm just going to go ahead and put in 2 teaspoons of water total. And then if the lather, if I've loaded up enough soap, then I should have enough lather. If not, I can just go back to the puck. Oh, that nice scent is coming up. I don't know whether it's the teak wood or the cardamom. Maybe it's just a nice blend of each. So we've got some soap, and it looks really nice. Creamy nature, creamy look to it. Let's test it out. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and load for a little bit longer. Alright, so I am going to, because this is a synthetic and it doesn't hold its own water, I'm going to add just several drops to the top of the soap. And because I'm going to pick up more soap, I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon more to the lather bowl because it's going to need it. Started at 24, I believe. Let's just do 10 seconds. There we go. This brush just a little too springy. Doesn't want to splay when you're loading, and so it doesn't pick up much in the smaller bowls. Obviously, if I were to scoop some out, press it into the bottom of the bowl, I would eliminate that as an issue. Lather Games just has a few days left. We've got a Fougere day. We've got one where I'm going to use Williams soap. And then the last day is dark, where you're supposed to use darker scents or vetiver. Dirty is the keyword for the day, dirty scents, and vetiver included. So I've got some, I think, Holy Cow dark vetiver that I'm going to use because I haven't used Holy Cow yet. There we go. I mean, now I've probably got more soap than I need, but you know, soap's pretty cheap per shave. The feel of it. This is not the tallow, of course. Yeah, that's nice and slick. All right. So you're not going to get the same feel as the tallow soap. That kind of buttery slickness is usually not there with the vegan soaps. All right, a little bit more water on my face. And let's lather up. Never had a gripe with the tips of these synthetic brushes. They're always very soft. It's just the backbone. Badgers are killed when their hairs are harvested, but boars, I've been told, are not. And horses are not. Horses, it's horses and boars. Pretty humane. Pretty easy to leave a nice smooth layer with this brush. Just kind of clean up the handle a little bit. Smells really good to me. And I'm going to start with the dial at 3. I have no clue what frame of reference to use. That is super smooth. I can feel it cutting. My theory is that if you wanted to travel, by the way, I adjusted the angle and it's not really super smooth anymore. I have the handle in a little too close. And so I can feel it cutting, and there's a tiny bit of tugging. It's not cutting through the hairs as nicely as a DE, but on the other hand, it's not uncomfortable. But I believe that if you were unable to ship yourself some blades, or you knew that because you can't carry safety blades in checked luggage, luggage you carry with you, your carry-on. If you don't check anything, you don't want to check any luggage, then you can't take a DE blade with you on a trip. And so I think an Injctr would be okay, would be my guess. Because just like any cartridge razor, it's got a blade in it, but you can't really get it out. This kind, I can't get that out because it's so viced in there. And so I believe that the TSA people would probably let you go. They wouldn't stop, even if they saw it in your luggage. The plastic ones, of course, aren't, only the metal part's going to shine in their systems. But they're so cheap online that even if they confiscated it, I wouldn't mind. But then I'd get the nice shave during my trip. So that's my theory. Next time I'm going to fly, and I might just leave that one in my checked bag and see what happens. I'm a little tired, so I'm slurring my words just a little. wow, that was not a very good first pass. I can feel my stubble. I can even see it. So it might take some work to get this guy to be really functional. Maybe I need to tweak him up from a 3. Now, I have been informed that the Pella blades are serviceable, but there are others that you should go for. So I do believe that as Injectors go, I am dealing with an inferior blade. So let's dial it up to a 5. And it goes from 1 to 7. That's why I started with 3. Matter of fact, let's just do another with the grain pass, since there were so many hairs that didn't get cut the first time. I'm not really getting that same tugging. This razor is a little more difficult to move around because it's not round. Once you get it in position, those flat surfaces are nice and comfortable. But if you have to pivot it in your hand, it takes a little getting used to. There we go, that felt much better. All right, rinse. Now, I rarely feel that many hairs, what I felt just now during the rinse. I rarely feel that many after a first pass, much less a second. So it's still not doing a great job. Let's dial the sucker all the way up to 7. Let's just do another with the grain pass. Holy cow. Even at 3, I could kind of feel it. I could feel it cutting, so I don't think it was too mild. Also, of course, this could be user error. I could be coming at it with the wrong angle. So don't think of this as a good instructional video for how to use this razor, because I may be doing it wrong. All right, setting of 7, and again, I'm just going to go with the grain. Well, that doesn't feel too aggressive at all, so that's good. The second pass that I did, it felt like I was cutting more hairs, and so I thought I'd end up with a pretty good cut, but just didn't come out that way. So I'm using the Injctr razor today to kind of stay on theme, and not because it's vegan, but it's weird, and vegans are sometimes regarded as weird. So I used it today. All right, let's rinse. This felt much better after the pass, and I don't know that it's because it's the 7 setting. I think gradually I'm just getting more hairs. So let us 4th pass. This time I will do a cross grain and we'll see if we can get some more hairs down. Yeah, the performance of this soap is just excellent. Creamy. Really slick. I wish so many other scents were stronger, because often I feel like I'm shaving with an unscented soap. I may dial down the aggression because I have, you know, this is my 4th pass. Let's put it on a 4. You can only rake a blade across your skin so many times before it starts to get tender. So this may be my last pass, even if I don't get a good result. Now the smell is just, it's a great woodiness, spice and wood. Not any kind of clove-like spice, but it's got to be just the cardamom blends with the teak just really well. So I don't really feel any irritation right now. Let me rinse all this away. Well, after 4 passes, the shave result is passable. It's nowhere near maybe a DFS, but a step down from that. Just a close, comfortable shave, CCS. And I'm kind of surprised. I don't really see too much length right here. I guess it was just I did enough passes to where it gradually took care of it. So, yeah, not a great shave experience this time. You know, but let's not blame the tool quite yet. If I'm interested in this guy, I should shave with him more to work on the angle, and then also potentially invest in some better Injctr blades as well. But I dare say that the other Injctr I used, which was kind of had more of a brass look up here, and then kind of a round thing, and then a plastic handle that was a little on the shorter side, Schick Eversharp. I don't know which model it was, but that one didn't give me this kind of trouble. So I guess they're all kind of different a little bit. All right, so let us throw a little lather and wood, sandalwood balm on. This is from my early days in wet shaving, because all I knew at the beginning was Amazon. And so this was an Amazon purchase, and I like it because it works pretty well, but it's got an authentic sandalwood scent instead of trying to blend in some other things with the sandalwood. And I don't even care if it's a synthetic blend, because the real sandalwood oil is really expensive. As long as it smells like it, I don't care. And there we go. But the soap, sandalwood from these guys as well, is, I haven't used it in a long time. And so it may be not as good of a performer, but I mean, it does the job. It might be just fine. I haven't used it in so long. My technique has improved drastically since then. All right, well, it definitely blends well with the Soap Commander soap. The sandalwood mixes nicely with the teak wood and cardamom from this soap. So I'm happy camper there. I'll do some cleanup. So we've got a 40-second load there, and 3 teaspoons of water were used. Nice soft water. Then the soap. Here's what's left over. Probably, so I did 4 passes. Probably 2 passes there if I wanted it to be. So that's 6 passes of soap, and I'm glad I went the extra mile here, but it looks like maybe next time the maybe 35-minute, with this brush, 35-second load, you know, should be just fine. Wonderful lather. I mean, I probably could have gone a little wetter. There were times where I didn't feel quite the slickness that I usually do, but I just went ahead. So maybe with a little bit more water next time. In case you didn't know, synthetics, great thing about them is travel. They dry quickly since they don't absorb the water into the hairs like the other ones do. And it just takes a little bit of towel stropping, and now it looks ready to go. I mean, there's a little moisture in the bristles, but that'll be dry shortly. So that's one of the benefits. All right, so we're done. Good shave. Another Lather Games day in the books. Did not enjoy that razor, obviously, but everything else worked really well, except for the springiness of the brush, which I would gladly exchange for an animal hair. But we're going to stick with the theme, and so I use the synthetic. There we go. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. I hope there's something here that helps you out. Maybe the Timberwolf knot, maybe Passion soap, Soap Commander, who knows. Maybe the Injctr, probably not too many videos like that around. So maybe I'll have to put up more in case there aren't, just to help people out. All right, now, you take care. Happy Lather Games, and have a good day.